22 players, one ball, and a specific job for every single one of them, except most people watching can only name about 4. Goalkeeper, striker, defender, the end. But there are 11 shirts on each team, and every one of them has a precise, ruthless job. And if even one player does someone else's job, you concede. By the end of this, you'll know all of them. One of these positions is literally named after a number. One of them is a defender whose entire job is to attack. And the best player on the pitch is very often the one who never scores a goal. We're going from the back to the front, every shirt, 1 to 11. Let's start where every goal starts, the one man trying to stop it. The goalkeeper is the only player allowed to use his hands, and only inside his own box, and he wears a different color kit, so everyone can tell he's the odd one out. His job sounds simple. Stop the ball going in. Saves, blocks, catching crosses, punching the ones he can't catch. But there are 3 kinds. The old-school keeper lives on his line and just makes saves. The sweeper keeper sprints out of his box to mop up anything in behind his defense, which is thrilling right up until he gets chipped from the halfway line. And the ball-playing keeper starts the attacks with his feet, because apparently stopping goals wasn't enough pressure. The best in the world now do all 3 at once. The job got harder. Nobody asked it to. Next, the centre-backs, the 2 big units in the middle of defense whose patch is the area right in front of goal. Block the shot, win the tackle, head the cross, intercept the pass, and generally make a striker's afternoon miserable. Most teams play 2. Some play 3, because they've decided defending in numbers beats sleeping at night. There are 2 flavors. The ball-playing centre-back, like Virgil van Dijk, who can snuff out an attack and then stroke a 60-yard pass onto a winger's boot. And the no-nonsense type, who has exactly one idea, the ball and the man. And he wants both of them gone. The best defender alive does both. That's Van Dijk again. Sorry. Now the full-backs, a left-back on the left, a right-back on the right. And this is the position I warned you about. A defender whose modern job is mostly to attack. Without the ball, sure, they guard the wide areas and stop crosses. With it, they disappear from defense entirely. The inverted fullback, like Trent Alexander-Arnold, drifts infield and starts playing as a midfielder, which is brilliant right up until the winger he abandoned scores. The overlapping fullback, like Alphonso Davies, just runs. Up the line, past his own winger. 90 minutes, every minute, lungs on fire. It is the most thankless, most exhausting shirt on the entire pitch. Nobody grows up dreaming of being a right back. Somebody has to. Quick one, because it confuses everybody. The wing back. Same wide areas, but shoved much higher up the pitch, and it only exists when a team plays 3 centre-backs. Going forward, the wing back is basically a winger. Defending, he drops all the way back to make a back 5, and suddenly your attacking team has 5 defenders, and you, the viewer, have no idea what formation you're even watching. That's not your fault. That's the whole idea. Managers love a wing-back because he does the work of 2 players for the price of 1. The wing-back loves it slightly less, on account of all the running. Into midfield, and the most underrated player in football, the defensive midfielder. He sits just in front of the defense and does the work nobody claps for. The ball winner, like N'Golo Kante, simply takes the ball off the other team, over and over, until they quietly give up. A man so relentless, people joke that 70% of the earth is covered by water, and the rest is covered by Kante. Then there's the deep-lying playmaker, the number 6, like Rodri, who barely sprints, rarely tackles, and just quietly decides the entire game with his passing. This is the player I promised you, the best one on the pitch who never scores. You won't notice him for 90 minutes. You'll notice the instant he isn't there. Ask anyone who watched his team try to play without him. Then the central midfielders, the all-rounders who do a bit of everything, and the very best of them control a match like they're holding the remote. The box-to-box type, like Declan Rice or Fede Valverde, has the engine to defend his own box 1 second and arrive in the other one 8 seconds later. All game, somehow without collapsing. These are the lungs of the team. If a midfielder looks exhausted in the 75th minute, good. It means he's actually been doing the job. Higher up sits the attacking midfielder, the number 10, the one who's paid to be creative. He plays just behind the striker, and his whole reason for existing is the killer pass, the one that slices a defense open, plus enough shooting to punish anyone who backs off him. Bruno Fernandes is the obvious example, a man who will either win you the game with one moment of genius or lose it attempting the genius when a simple square pass was right there. The 10 is high risk, high reward, and you absolutely cannot tell him to stop. You don't coach that out of a player. You just learn to live with it. Out wide, the wingers. The old-fashioned winger hugs the touchline, beats the fullback for raw pace, and whips crosses in for someone taller to head home. Honest, simple work. But the modern version flips the whole thing. The inside forward, who only starts out wide so he can cut inside onto his stronger foot and shoot himself, because why pass to the striker when you can be the striker? Lionel Messi turned this into an art form, scored about 1,000 goals doing it, and an entire generation of wingers decided crossing the ball was beneath them. The fullbacks of the world have still not forgiven him. And finally, the striker, the number 9, the one everybody actually came to watch, whose job description is a single word: goals. He plays alone or in a pair. The target man is big and strong, wins every header and holds the ball up while his teammates catch up, basically a brick wall facing the wrong way. The poacher is quick and small and lives on the shoulder of the last defender, waiting all game for one mistake. And then there's Erling Haaland, who is somehow both at once a 6'4" giant who also outsprints everyone, which honestly shouldn't be allowed. The 9 gets all the glory and all the blame. Score, you're a hero. Miss, it's your fault, even on the days it really wasn't. Which leaves the strangest one of all, and I saved it on purpose: the false 9. This is a striker who isn't a striker. He wears the 9, he stands where the striker stands, and then, the second his team gets the ball, he drops deep into midfield and leaves the opposition centre-backs marking thin air. Now they've got an impossible choice. Follow him and rip a hole in their own defense, or let him have the ball and let him run the entire game from in there. There is no right answer. That is the trick. It's less a position and more a problem you hand to the other team. And it's the perfect place to stop, because it proves the whole point of this video. In football, even the striker might not actually be a striker. So there it is, 1 to 11. Every shirt and every job on the pitch. The keeper who plays out from the back, the defender who'd rather attack, the midfielder who never scores, and the striker who isn't even a striker. 11 players, 11 separate problems for the other team to solve, and now you can see all of them. Next match you watch, do one thing: don't follow the ball. Watch the number 6 instead. Watch the fullback vanish upfield. I promise you can't unsee it. So tell me below, most underrated position in football? Go, I'll fight you in the replies. And subscribe if you want the rest of the game explained exactly like this. You're welcome.